There you go. Nice.
There we go.
Here's the
Perfect.
countdown.
Now we can see you.
What's up, man? What's up, Michael? We
How
have
are
Michael
you?
1 and Michael 2 over here. So
That's right.
yes,
That's right.
yeah, yeah. It's great to have you, man. How you doing?
Yeah.
Doing a little rough. The surgery was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be.
Sure.
Again, it's all cancer related.
Mhm.
The cancer never stopped and hit some area that's still in that area down there that keeps wanting to get me to stop, but I am not going to stop.
Yeah, don't stop. You got to keep
No,
going. So yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
no.
absolutely not.
Say,
yes,
I'm a thriver,
yes,
just surviving.
yes. We're thriving right here. So
There you
yes,
go.
yeah. Thank you, Michael,
Very
for yeah, for
nice.
joining us. This is
I can't believe I'm talking with you guys.
yeah. So this is my vice
Yeah.
president up here. I don't know which way you're pointing. Mine is the gallery view, so Mike's on top of me. So yeah,
It's one of the directions. It's one of
Yes,
the
whatever.
remote panes here on the
Mark
side.
is he's to my left, and
Oh,
Mike,
okay.
you're to the bottom of the two of us.
Yes. So Mike's
Okay.
Mike for me is over here. So this is my
Okay.
vice president, longtime best friends, and then this Mike
Yeah.
is over here. So yes,
That's right.
yeah.
Mark's just going to keep pointing throughout the podcast. If
Yes.
you're not used to Mark, he just points everywhere. So just be prepared for that.
I get the biggest kick out of watching Mark when he's at one of the trade shows, or when he was doing the donuts and the tire place
Yes.
and everything, lug nuts and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
It,
Oh
it,
yeah.
it means a lot because for me, I watch things, I listen, and when there's something going on, like a post, I'll watch it from beginning to end. I mean, unless it's not something I like, but
Sure.
yeah, because you know what? People put things into it,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
I know what I do. And tell me if this is better.
Mhm. Oh no, it's good with the light on.
It's either way. I mean,
Yeah.
we can see good visibility regardless.
Yeah.
Really up to you.
And I can kind of block it. Okay.
Are you on
Yeah,
a
you're fine.
laptop?
I'm from the laptop.
So if you have it where you're facing towards the light, that'll help. So yeah, like if you move the laptop, maybe is there maybe on the nightstand over there? If you have it like towards and then you face towards the light.
Face. I'm a guy who just had surgery, and you're asking me to. I'm
Mark's
playing.
talking about lighting.
Yeah, no, I was saying if you want to, if you want to make it look, yeah.
No, you're asking me to turn it completely around.
Well, you don't have to if you don't if it's too much. So
How do you know Mark's a photographer? This is how you know. Videographer, photographer giving you
Well,
lighting.
we are talking photographer to photographer because I'm a photographer and a
oh,
videographer.
nice.
Oh,
So-
there we go.
Yeah.
So you guys are in like mind and already in sync. So you
Yes.
guys are talking all about it. And I'm just like, all right, lighting. Yes. It looks good to me, but I'm not the
Is this
expert
light
of
on
the
okay,
room.
or should I shut this light off?
It should be okay if you go closer to the other lamp now. Now physically get closer to it. I just don't know how you raise it up.
Mark, are you in my room right now? You're scaring me.
I am. I am.
You know what? We're all busy and we all do things, and I really appreciate that you are spending time to get to know my story, my
Yeah, of
journey
course,
a
yeah.
little bit better.
Yeah. I mean, the
And
fact that you've been posting and sharing so much, I mean, like you're doing more than anything that Mike and I are able to do, like most of the time too. Like
Yeah.
you're just the fact that you're wanting to raise awareness and like just and keep that voice open. It helps so much and all that. So it's like it's so great. And like this is the Go Nuts podcast. I don't know if we mentioned it. So like we haven't done an episode in a minute, but it will be our nice introduction back into it with the Go
Okay.
Nuts
Yeah.
podcast. I'll do the intro. We got Mike and Mark over here. We have our guest today, Mike Vitale. Am I saying that name right? So
you said it right. Mike
nice,
Vitale.
nice. Mike Vitale over here. We got two Mikes and one Mark. Who knows what'll happen,
Yep.
but we're gonna go nuts. So yes.
No, I really appreciate the fact that my story, my journey means as much as it does.
Yeah.
And you know, it's weird.
Mhm.
I make the time to do a video at least every other day or every third day. Because I get questions from people saying, "You skipped a day. Are you okay?" Are you in the hospital again? Well, I'm not making fun of people because it's a lot. There's a
Yeah.
lot of well wishers, and it means a lot to me.
Yeah. They just want to know you're okay. And when they hit that pause, they just automatically want to make sure that they're reaching out and seeing that you're okay. One of the things that we love is the fact that you are so open and so really just positive about your experience. I mean, one of the things that we find as a challenge as we've done Save a Nut is finding individuals that are so willing and open to be a voice. I know Mark can probably attest to this in just the time that I've been with Save a Nut and talking with him through TC. We find so many individuals that we'll casually be having conversations with, and we talk to them about how we do charitable work for testicular cancer awareness and fundraising. And all of a sudden in the conversation, they go, "Oh yeah, I had TC." I mean, just they are very, I don't want to say it's not that they're open to discuss it, but unless the topic is of conversation, they will not go out of their way to discuss. And so it's nice to have individuals like yourself and Mark who are so open and willing to share that story to show that it's, not an uncomfortable topic, right? That it is something that people need to talk about and listen and learn about. So really, it's kudos to you. It's really a testament to see someone who is just so inspirational in that way.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. And I don't take compliments lightly, and I don't take things for granted. I was going to ask you, do you think I'm too open because of vulnerability? What do you think?
No, I mean, not frankly, Mark, if you want to answer first, I'll take backseat first on it.
Yeah, I mean, like the fact that you post every single day about it and all that stuff, it's great what you're doing with being that open and vulnerable, because like there's that stigma with most guys that they won't even post or talk about what they're going through because it is like a weak point for them. And like what you're doing with being as open as you are is putting yourself out there and like letting yourself be vulnerable and like letting all of the emotions and like words that can come at you like out there and like and the fact that you're telling everybody about what you went through, not even just with TC, with everything that you mentioned before, with like with your childhood and all that stuff, and like what you've dealt with then, like it's tremendous. And like yeah, like it's more and more guys are being able to be open about that, be able to have that awareness of mental health and all that. So yeah,
Mark, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
Right.
You mean to tell me you read my posts?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah, that's what you post. Yeah, we see them and all that. So yeah, like you definitely mentioned a couple of like very set like intense topics about like stuff you mentioned earlier. You were essayed when you were young and all that stuff, and like what you went through as a child abuse and everything. That's
I was brutally
and that's
for years.
Some people don't want to talk about that kind of stuff because it's such a like tremendous and terrifying topic on themselves, and the fact that you're open about it like that speaks volumes. And like there is various other guys even in or not just our organization, but TCF, Testicular Cancer Foundation, and other guys who have actually been in those same scenarios, and be able to be in that same support group and being able to talk to them about what they're going through, seeing them do that same thing. You're on that same like level with them, and like be able to be open like that. It's incredible, honestly. So yeah,
that means a lot to me.
Yeah,
it's rough. And what I had to do is I actually about 3 weeks ago finished trauma therapy. And because it took all these years for me, finally, one of my doctors, a urologist, has said to me, "Hey, a friend of mine is in town, and he was telling me about this pain that he's been feeling. And he's a doctor himself, and he did some research. And what he found out is his pain was from his childhood. He was raped. And it's not easy. I was and that's not cool. But I am getting better by sharing my voice. lending it so this way any other guy went through it or feels it. I want them to know they're not alone. My voice is not, I'm not doing anything if I don't share my voice. And I'm trying very, very hard.
Yeah, you're going like literally hundreds of miles per minute, and like it's incredible what you're doing, and like just like the fact that like you've gone through that, and like that's like something that you couldn't even imagine, because it seems like it's only happens in like those really messed up movies and all that stuff. But it's like to hear that from an actual first person experience, like that's, and you're able to actually be open and tell people about that story and like and do something about it, like that's everything right there. So that's more than most people like have experienced, and like to be able to tell people, hey, I'm going to tell you that this is actually a thing that can happen, and I want to warn others to make sure that they're able to protect themselves and take care of themselves in all ways, not just physically but mentally too. Like,
You have no idea, and it's up to you if you want me to bring it up. Being sexually abused, being the way that I was as a child, actually caused my cancer to be worse, because think of the two main areas that adult men would use. You can imagine having adult parts hurting going into a 6-year-old. It was from the age of 6 to age of 14. I was severely threatened. And it was two individuals who knew each other. And it was a family doctor. And when I was in his office, I heard this voice that came through the door. And I'm like, I know that voice. And I'm like, oh my God. And now I couldn't hide or anything. But that's, it's made me stronger. I hate that saying. This does not kill us, makes us stronger. I kind of hate that saying, but I actually hate man up more. But anyway, I'm here. I am thriving, and I am helping men. I know I am. So please let me help assist through your venue. If you would, I really looking forward to doing this.
Yeah, of course. Like it's like everything you've been through. It's like just being able to just speak about what you've been through. Like I said, like for like, guys who have never like, or guys who would never sometimes never think to be open about that stuff, and the other guys that we talked to about what they're going through with testicular cancer, and even being abused like that too. Is like they're even able to be open about it, and then that just helps strengthen themselves more and yourself. It's incredible that like you're able to like do that and move forward and not let it hurt you, not let it affect you mentally or even like physically, just regardless of everything. Like you just gotta keep pushing. So
I kind of hit this point in my life where I was like, wait a second, I'm not getting any younger. So is this going to destroy my brand new marriage? Only married 2 years. Is it going to destroy my marriage? And is it going to defeat me, destroy me, and kill me because I can't take it anymore? I would bury it deep in my head, and then all of a sudden it would surface, and then a little time would go by and I bury it again, but it just kept on coming and coming, and now I couldn't shut it off. So I had a decision to make, and I worked at it, and the decision was to open and use my voice for bettering and helping for other guys. And some of my triggers are actually going away. So
there you go. That's what's up. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
like you just gotta keep pushing. Like literally, because like it can.
Yeah.
It's either you sink or swim. You let those thoughts bring you down, or you just you keep pushing forward, and like
Yeah.
regardless of what happens. Like, and like the fact that you're happily married 2 years in, and like all that, like, and I can see like every time you post something, you have that light on your face because of and then that look of happiness because of like of what you've been through. That you know what it's like to be at the lowest, and you know what it's like to be at the happiest. Like we're only that happy because we understand what it's like to feel that sad, that low, and like have those things.
You could see the way I talk about my wife.
Yeah.
She's
in the picture that you had in your Zoom call thing.
Yeah,
you can see that happiness right there.
Oh, you saw my screensaver?
Oh yeah, it's on that Zoom thumbnail, that profile picture right there.
Yeah.
You have it. So yeah.
Yeah,
You guys
and
look so
even in
happy.
some of the posts,
Yeah.
I put our pictures, and I was hesitant about that because it's my wife's privacy as well. And in the beginning, she was like, "You sure you want to be sharing that? Because that's our personal life." And I said, "But you know what? There's so many guys who are suffering, and if we're able to, as a husband and wife, I'm not going to talk about you and what our sexual encounters or what we do, but I'm going, talking about on Friday. I just got an AUS, and you know what an AUS is.
Actually, can you elaborate with the AOS at all? So-
An AUS is an artificial urinary sphincter.
Mm.
So, and what it does is it is a cuff that goes around the sphincter of the urinary that comes out of the bladder, and then inside the scrotum is a little. Hold on, I have a keychain. I'll show you.
I got a keychain.
Keychain, okay.
I want to see the keychain.
It's the coolest keychain.
Yeah, let's see it. Let's see it. Let's see it. So nice.
Okay.
So
It
now
looks
I
like a beer
have.
bottle.
So now I have two.
Yeah.
I have. I'm not sure if you read it or knew, but I had. I have a penile implant. I don't know if you guys knew that or not.
I didn't know that.
Okay.
No.
It's in my story. Anyway, so I do, and it's majorly incredible. And I have in the scrotum a bigger pump that inflates the size, and it actually gave me 3 more inches on my size. And so I have. You're laughing at me like saying, "Yeah, right."
I love it though. I love it's like, hey, subtle brag, 3 more inches. I love that.
But it's true. So I have two pumps, one in the right, one in the left. And
Okay.
no, I'm all seriousness. It did. So I look down at myself sometimes. I'm like, oh my God, this was almost worth it. So,
yeah. But it adds more.
I
Hey,
love
it adds
that.
even better. Then, so yeah.
Ah, I
so
love that though.
whatever you want me to talk about, kind of lead me or stare me, and I'll pick up what you want me to do. I have no problem talking about anything. You know
Yeah, I was
that.
just say, yeah, you're a pretty big open book right there. You're just wide
Yeah.
open.
I I like living like that right now. It helps me tremendously because I'm not hiding anything. Nobody can have something on me. It's just me enjoying life.
Exactly. No
And
skeletons in the closet.
no,
Yeah.
no. Because listen, the things that I'm talking about, you know how many ways they can be used against me? But I'm not, I want to
Don't
be,
let it. Yeah.
no, that's what I'm saying. I want to be an open book. I go to different clinics and hospitals just to talk to some young guys and different
awesome.
guys just to give them hope, support.
You need that, honestly.
They're not alone.
Yeah,
So,
honestly, yeah, like literally, like even in North Carolina, Mike moved recently to Arizona, but like several of our friends that are people that we know that have went through testicular cancer. I can even name a few, but then like they were open to us telling about what they went through, but unfortunately they are more reserved about even telling about their experience. Um, there's one friend I won't of course say names, but like yeah, he told us that he did go through it and he's willing to help, but yeah, he's just a whole lot more reserved, kind of keeps it underneath underneath the rug kind of deal. But they are always willing to talk to other guys who've gone through it, and then help give them more insight of like what what those new ones are could face and what they could experience with like chemo or radiation or other understanding more of like what those feelings can be like and all that, and like it's just being there at the end of the day is the most important thing, and then you are there, you're even here with us right now, just like even telling us about all the things that everything you've been through, and like that's Yeah, you have more you have more experiences, more notches on your belt than we do, and then we should be looking up to you for advice,
I'll
honestly.
tell
So
you,
yeah.
I had to
Yeah.
go for my post-op
Mhm.
with the doctor today, and he says, Michael, he says, you gotta stop coming for these surgeries. You got more frequent mileage than anyone. You know, they're you're getting your own parking space. You have a mini bar in your room when you get there. No joke. There has been one or two times that
Yeah,
it was like the the,
they give
the
you some
locker
booze.
room, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah,
There you
now
go.
I hold on one.
Oh, yeah, no worries.
Are you at home now? Are you're not at the hospital, right?
No, what I
Okay.
could jump around and do all this in the house. Actually, I
Yeah,
could,
Yeah.
I
yeah,
have.
you could, yeah.
Yeah, no, because when I there's two different hospitals that when I walk in, they will say, "Hi, Mikey," or "Hi, Mike," or "Hi, Mr. Vitale," and it's like from the main desk to
Mhm,
the janitor to doctors, and I'm like,
mhm.
wow, I'm either here too much or they're making too much money on me. I don't know which one.
Ah,
So,
Well, like yeah, like you're just literally like a regular there. Like at that point, you just they just know you and all that. That's crazy.
yeah.
But like when you first found out you had testicular cancer, what was the first signs of like what were the well tell us what that was like
Yeah.
when you first experienced it. Like
okay,
what and then
which part?
like yeah, the testicular cancer part.
Yeah.
What was the first signs and like what was going on through your head in that
Well,
yeah.
I was getting ready to go out to meet some friends,
Mhm.
and I came home from work, went to go take a shower, and showering, not even going to explore or look or anything like that, but showering. And as my hand, as I was washing down there, I'm like, uh-oh, something doesn't feel right. And I'm like,
I
nah,
had that feeling
forget
too.
about it. And
Yeah.
I met up with some friends, and one of my best friends, I told, and he said to me, "You need to get yourself to the hospital or doctors right away." And I said, "Yeah, yeah, okay. You know what?
Yeah.
This isn't part of my life, but I'll get there." Well, 7 weeks later, I went to the doctors, and the doctor reprimanded me, and he said, 7 weeks. Do you know what you could have done in 7 weeks? He said, you caused yourself to have so much more damage than you would have had. And the damage that was done is it's like climbing a mountain. It's so much that I had to go through. So I was total denial, and so finding it didn't really mean much to me because I didn't believe it. If I didn't meet up with my friends,
Mhm.
or if I met up with other friends and I didn't talk about it, I might be dead. But I did talk about it, and although it took me 7 weeks, the first surgery of the testicles was the right side, and the removal of my right testicle was pretty extreme. They had a very difficult time doing it because the mass had grown around the cords. And is that what you wanted, Mark? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, no, that's everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
keep going. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We want to know more about like what was going through your head, and, like
Yeah.
because the
I
fact that like yeah, like the biggest thing we're trying to help is maybe not is like helping guys take on like or just be able to and act on it as soon as possible because
Yeah,
When we and your story about the 7 weeks is exactly what we want to touch on is the
yeah.
fact that if you find any indication that something is wrong, do not wait. Yours is a great cautionary tale for both ends. For both, you took longer, right? Than
right.
had you maybe more of the resources and realized you could have been in faster. But then at the same time, too, had you waited even longer, like you said, the consequences could have even been worse and more dire. So
Right.
we want you to explain that so that like
Yeah.
when people hear, because it's one thing to hear it through the grapevine, right? You just kind of hear these stories and you kind of go, it won't happen to me. But when people really dive in and they listen to something like this, and yourself on camera and talking so candidly about what had happened to you and what that process was like for you, we hope it resonates and we hope it sticks with people so that we can. The battle to get rid of cancer is a very uphill battle, right? We realize that that's on its way, but if we can do the best to minimize the damage, that in itself is making large steps, and that's what we're hoping that this message that you're giving will provide. So, yeah, tell us all the details.
Yeah, that's how we all like are literally. We're trying to save everybody's nuts. With your story that's how we're saving. We're tell everybody how to save the nuts.
I could definitely go down that road if you want me to. So
yeah, we want to know more about like
absolutely.
That backstory of like that first experience. Like
sure.
Yeah, so you can where we picked off. So yeah.
When you're taking a shower and even if you were examining yourself, it didn't matter to me because I felt invisible, invincible, not invisible, invincible. So I could conquer anything. I was into extreme hiking and extreme climbing of mountains and all these things because nothing could get me. I will truly believe that I was invincible.
Remind me, how old were you when that happened? When you were
that part of my life, I was 21.
21. So yeah, when I found out I had testicular cancer, I was 23. So I think that could happen to me. So.
It's a feeling that when it's in your heart, like nothing's gonna happen to me. Come on, I'm talking to my friend, and he's like, go to the doctors, and he even called up one of our female friends, and I was like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm seeing if I can get some sense into you. So I got on the phone with her and I'm talking, and she's like, I love you. I don't want to see you die. Do you know how serious this is? And I was like, no, not really. All I'm doing is enjoying life, and I'm going around exploring places and traveling and everything. And she says, well, maybe you need to stop the crap and get on with the things that are very important, like your health.
So you were like pushing it like aside, like you're like, no, it's fine, like nothing's wrong and all right. So
no, I was in total denial.
Yeah, like
I did not believe it. No, nothing was going to get me. Nothing was going to hold me down. I was planning my next trip and all these things. And again, when my best friend named Kurt had said to me, you need to go to the hospital or a doctor. And that's when I said, yeah, I'll do it. And I never lied to my friends, but that night, yeah, I'll do it. No, don't worry about it. And he's like, you promise me? And I said, yeah, I promise you, I'll get it done. So 7 weeks later, and I knew each day it was eating at me, but I'm like, and I could feel that it was growing in my scrotum. And I didn't want to go.
Tell me like what like the feelings were. Was it like when you're feeling down there? Like for me, it was like a heavy weighted in my left testicle, and then like it was like a little bit of slight stinging. It definitely felt like something was tugging down there and all that. Like, was that like similar to yours, or like was it more abdominal?
It's was slightly different. On the right one, I felt this really heavy weight, and it felt like it was weighted down, and I had these pains that were shooting down my leg and shooting up my penis, and it was really gnawing, stabbing, jabbing kind of pain. And the way I described it to the doctors was like, it felt like somebody was grabbing onto it and twisting. The pain was so bad. So, yep, but I was still stupid. I didn't go right away because I thought I could beat this. I thought I am the guy who everybody loves to go out with and be with, who can conquer anything. This is not going to stop me. And with that type of thinking, waiting 7 years, what a, 7 weeks, I'm sorry. Waiting 7 weeks, what a fool. I mean, only a fool would think that that was going to happen, that I can wait however I want.
I mean, at 21, like it's you do feel like you're at that height where you're like nothing can happen and all that. And yeah, you just like even for me, like I was literally at that height where it's like I'm just, like I could do, I literally just graduated from college. That was like 2017 when it happened to me, and like oh yeah, like, I'm fine. Like I was good, but the minute I realized like there was something wrong, it's literally it shut down. It shuts down. So, like I'm sure you had those same feelings where it's like oh shit, like I really do have testicular cancer and all that. Like
I was
that happened to you. What was that like? So
I was able to feel that the size was changing. I could tell that it was getting larger. And I just kept on convincing myself of other things, that nothing's gonna hurt me. I can conquer this. And going to finally, I was like, okay, I guess I better do this for my friends. Didn't say I better do this for myself and see what's going on. Let me do this for my friends because I feel really bad putting it off. So I finally go to the doctor. The doctor goes to examine me, and he, as he's examining me, he looks up and he says, Michael, give me your hand. And I said, what? He said, give me your hand. And he put my hand on the lump. He said, are you telling me that you haven't felt this? And I said, no, I felt it. He said, are you that much of a moron? I said, yeah, he did. So he said, you got to be kidding me. Anyone who would think that they could get through this, there is no getting through it. The only way you get through it is the bad way. And you don't want that, do you? And all of a sudden, it's like I got this like flashing of heat that I felt from the back of my head, because I was starting to get really scared. I was starting to
like that anxiety
realize.
You and all that.
He had said to me, he said, Michael, he said, I've known you for a long time, and this is pretty bad. Now, we're going to do a biopsy, but I want you to be prepared because it's tomorrow morning. I says, you can't wait any longer. He said, how long did you wait? I said, 7 weeks. He said, I'm this close, and no joke, I'm this close to slapping you for waiting that long. He said, yeah, a tough doctor is, because he scared me into realization. And that is, that's a lot. And I started to shake, couldn't breathe, was having a pure anxiety attack, which was uncommon for me. And hearing the doctor say tomorrow morning, and he said, you know what, you need to call your family. And if there's anyone else that you want to call to tell about the surgery, if you want to tell your parents in person. But he said, it's my appointment was later in the day. And he's like, you don't have much of a night. I doubt that you're going to sleep, but you got to get prepared because things are going to change the day after tomorrow. And I couldn't believe it. I felt I let myself down. I failed. myself. Everything that I was able to accomplish, anything that I could do, that everybody was like, "Oh wow, check Michael out doing this," and I failed, and it, and I realize it now that that was the most ridiculous thing to even think about. So, am I on the right track, guys?
Yeah. That's
Okay.
this is everything right here. So, Mike,
Okay.
what do you think? I mean, I think this is pretty spot on of like that story,
Yeah.
like what we're trying to tell for everybody. So, yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
it's yeah.
yeah, like it's tremendous because like yeah, even like literally when I was like dealing with it too, like yeah, like when it happened to me, like I asked my best friend because he was there. That one of my best friends, he told me that like, yeah, you definitely should take a look at it. And then luckily my dad's a doctor and he's a pediatrician. So like I called out to him. He came to my house right away and like he checked out. I was like, yeah, we definitely need to take you to the hospital. And luckily because he's a pediatrician, he was able to bring me to the hospital that's up in Statesville, which is north of where Mike and I used to live in Charlotte. Um, and like we were able to like just act on it right away. And like they literally told me like that I had to do a radical orchiectomy the next day, and yeah, like when that stuff happened, it's like it's you literally your mind goes blank because you're like at least for what I felt like it's like I don't understand or believe like that all this stuff is happening to me like especially when it's so within a region right that is like literally
it's tough.
that we look towards it and all that it's like it's crazy and like I think Michael I remember you mentioned before you had a testicular torsion before right
Yes.
no,
Yeah.
yes.
When I was a kid.
Other Mike, yes. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I actually
Yeah.
did. Yeah, that was mine. As a little kid, I would have
yeah.
these shooting pains that
Mhm.
would go up, and my parents kind of said, you were certainly not the type of kid that would complain out of nowhere over every little thing. So for you to be, on the ground complaining about these shooting pains
Yeah.
that were going through your genital area, they brought me in. The first doctor, I guess, wasn't all that much of help at the time. That they can't even remember what they said they thought it might be, but they said we think we want to get a second opinion.
Mhm.
Thankfully, there was a great doctor that was up the road. Her name was Dr. Nance.
Mhm.
That she kind of caught wind of what it could be, and sure enough, they found it was testicular contortion. So, they had to do surgery. I was in second grade for that one.
Yeah.
That was that was a big thing, and actually, because of that, she became our most trusted family doctor out of that. So, for needless reasons, when she caught it, when the other guy wasn't so sure about it, but yeah, that was definitely scary. So, and that's nothing in comparison what you two have
Mhm.
gone through, but that was definitely something as even just a little kid was a
Yeah.
scary
Don't,
experience.
don't
So,
take that lightly. No,
Exactly. Yeah. Even as a
no,
kid, like
definitely don't.
yeah, like just
yeah,
like I'm sure Mike,
For
like when you went through that, it's like literally like your mind goes like you can't even comprehend what's going on. It's it's scary, literally. Like when
yeah.
that moment happens to you and you don't know what to do, but let the people like the professionals hopefully do their job. So
and
yeah.
I know for myself, at an early age, grade school into junior high into high school, I had dealt with hydrocele. You
Hydrocele.
both know what hydrocele is?
I don't think no. Mike, do you
Not
know what
not
hydrocele is?
particularly. No, I've heard
Okay.
of it, but I couldn't tell you what it is.
When you get water on your knee or an area, when you get water on your knee, doctor has to sterilize it, and he'll take a needle and he'll insert it and draw the fluid or the
Oh,
water out.
Yeah.
So I kept on infinitely getting them on my testicle, the
Okay.
right one. And so between that and also having the testicular contortion occur, I was pretty much a mess down there. And having had a needle being stuck into my testicle like every other week was very rough. It was hard. I'm like, but then I got so tough and used to it. That's when I started to say to myself, I'm above this all. Nothing is going to get me. I'm going to get through this. I mean, I was I was writhing in pain, and I remember they finally said we need to put him in the hospital, and this was when I was about 14, and have it removed. So they removed all of the fluid as well as the sac itself, and within a month it came back, and it was larger. So funny thing is, the doctor that was drawing the fluid, that was the doctor who was enjoying me.
That's messed up. That's
Yeah, it
totally
is.
messed up there.
Mm.
So okay, which way do you want me to go? I'm stuck.
I know
put
you're good.
myself
Yeah.
No, that's
So
okay.
yeah, like I mean, like yeah, we were. I was just, because I have a list of questions and all that. But what I do want to ask, like, I mean, how are you now? It's like the fact that you've literally been through hell and back, like, is like
Yeah.
tremendous, and you're still standing there with a smile on your face,
Yeah.
like literally, like I love it. Like that fact that you're able to like literally go through all this shit and just be okay and all that. Like that's something that like anyone literally could like hope to be like, is like literally people go through depression, go through like literally it's like even thoughts of suicide and things like that. It's like there's always some things that can really bring someone down, and like and you're not letting that happen to you, and like that's incredible. Like we want to see like you thrive and keep going and all that stuff. So like tell us like how you're doing health wise. I know you said you had that surgery on Friday, and like how
Yes,
is there improvements with your current condition? Like where is it at now
I
in your
can.
body and all that? So yeah.
Well, I've gone through so much over the past couple of years, and
Yeah.
we were talking earlier about the surgeries and not just stopping. It's like surgeries, and I've gotten to the point where I know I am not the guy that said, "Oh, nothing can get me down. I'm invincible. I'm on top of it. No problem." And I have friends who call my smile the Cheshire cat smile.
Yeah, big smile.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Like that,
So
yeah.
I look at it and I'm like, I have the most incredible wife. She's
That's awesome.
amazing. We're only married 2 years, and in 2 years, I've had more than a dozen surgeries.
And that's crazy. Like why do you have to keep having to keep doing all those surgeries? Like does it
Because
spread everywhere else now, or like
well, the cancer
yeah.
spread first to out besides the right testicle. A year and a half later, it hit the left testicle. So then from there, I went through treatment, chemo, radiation, um, stage 3, and it was very rough on me, but I kept on smiling, and I didn't want anyone to see me not smiling because I wanted to have a handle on it. And to where I am right now, it's night and day. I smile so much right now. At one point, I lost my smile. That's what I call it. I said I lost my smile. It's gone, because that's what I was known for, even when I was a kid. But the thing about it is that when I got to this place of knowing who I am and what I can accomplish, it was like this lightning bolt crashed and just said, it's like this sign said, Michael, use your voice, do something about
Yeah,
this. There's too many
you're like
guys.
Shazam. You're that comic that DC Comics like Shazam. I watched that movie
Yes.
literally yesterday. So that like that lightning bolt thing, it just reminded me of that right now.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, I've been called so many different things, from
Yeah.
a warrior to a fighter to a survivor.
You're a superhero, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I just look at people, or I'll respond and say, I'm just a normal guy. I'm
More than just normal
nothing
guy at this point,
special.
so. You're extraordinary, man. Yeah. Yeah, Michael Vitale. There's a reason why your last name is Vitale. You're vital. You got that vital spirit in you. So yes, yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Sorry to say that's not the first time I heard that.
I'm sure you
but-
haven't. You've heard it plenty, yeah.
Well, no, because doctors or assistants will say, yeah, I'm sure you probably heard this already. And I'm like, no, I can't get enough of hearing it because
Keep it coming.
I was given this perfect last name to be able to be used. And it's vital that I get my voice out there. And it's working, and it's making me feel better, even though my body is letting me down. Even though my body is failing in certain ways. I mean, literally this year, this 23 year, I have had 7 surgeries in 6 months. But I'm okay. I mean, I'm not physically okay, but I'm okay.
Yeah.
This man is okay.
I'm here for you. So yeah.
I thank you. I appreciate it. I have a good family. I have an incredible wife, as I have mentioned, and as you guys know. And it's when you start to realize you have a purpose, that purpose becomes bigger than me. The purpose is bigger than me. And there's too many guys out there. And you know what? I'm tired of losing guys. I'm tired of, having guys become my friend because I'm helping them out. And it was too late for them. So there was nothing further to do. And it's exhausting. And and I have to say this. I know I said it in the beginning of of us talking. I said about manning up. I don't know what you guys' personal feeling is on that.
Yep.
I had the hardest time for most of my life with that saying, because what it was saying to me was, like, okay, you fell down, you bruised your leg, go rub some dirt on it, man up. I couldn't take people saying to me, man up. And it's a rough thing. It's mean to say to a guy, man up. Now, I clicked on Instagram yesterday, and somebody was pretty upset because they said, tell man up to go F themselves. So I don't like things like that. Us as guys, we're better than that. We have to stick together.
Exactly. So.
Using phrases like man up is not cool. There's too much pain that we're already going through.
Yeah, because like the connotations of like man up is like, it's like toughen yourself up, but like, it's for me it's like you're not supposed to like let it like be like kind of be stoic. It's like you're not supposed to let it like affect you, or you're supposed to just act like it's nothing. But like it's okay to be vulnerable, be open, and be cry, and even cry in front of your friends or your family. Like there's been times where it's like Mike and I have been for each other for the heart of the times. I'm literally in tears. Mike's been in tears and all that stuff. Like, yeah, and that's okay to like be able to do that. And like, and yeah, it's now times have changed where it's literally just 2023. And I'm sure when you were a kid, like that was such a prominent thing to man up and all that stuff. And that times have changed. And like where we're at now is in your voice, what you can tell to other even younger kids who may not even know about this or what they're dealing with. Like right now, it's like what would you say would be what you would tell what would you tell yourself that 21-year-old self that didn't know that anything could happen to themselves, what would you, and was dealing with that, what would you tell that yourself or another 21-year-old that just like may think they're on top of the world and don't know about testicular cancer, or may like be thinking they have it, but they don't want to do any checkup for it. So what would you tell that guy?
I would tell that guy to stop, look around, and realize he's infallible. There's nothing that is holding this guy up. There's nothing supporting him as, walls or anything. He's infallible. And just like so many guys, you crumble. And if you don't catch it quick enough, when you crumble, you're going to keep on falling apart more and more. And depending on the friendships, depending on the family members, I was a jerk. I was an idiot. I definitely was a moron, like the doctor said, because nothing was going to hurt me. I was on top of it all. So what I would say to him and other guys, if you feel like you're on top of it all, just give yourself a little quick check to know that all it takes is a push, and you fall off the pedestal that you put yourself on. And that's why I say to people nowadays, please don't put me on a pedestal, because it's very easy to fall off that pedestal. And I'm so certain that what I would also say was, don't wait. I didn't check myself out on a regular weekly or monthly schedule. It was so haphazard. I was a guy who was enjoying life and having way too much fun that he couldn't even take time to check himself out. So any guy who feels that they are infallible, that they are Superman, or they are on top of the world, get a reality check, guys, because you're not. Because when sickness wants to hit you, when cancer wants to hit you,
it comes out of nowhere.
It's right. And it's not going to say, nah, I'm going to go easy on this guy and I'm going to hit this guy real hard. It depends on how long we wait. It depends why we're waiting, what's going on. There's so many different things that I would say, but the biggest thing I would say is don't wait. The moment you feel it, get straight to a doctor. And if it's late or you can't get to the doctor or you don't have a doctor, get to the hospital. Talk to someone, get yourself examined. You don't have time to play with.
Yeah, you don't. So, and it
Absolutely.
really is about this. We're trying to save all those nuts and all that. So it's like we're trying to save all the nuts, and like for those guys that who are going through it and like do feel like they're literally at their wits' end, at the lowest. What would you say to that guy who needs that just that little bit of help, just to like just be able to look forward to the next day or even that next appointment? And
those words of encouragement that you can really give, that can help lift someone's spirit, that is maybe not going through exactly what you went through, Michael, but maybe something very similar. Mentally, I think one of the things that really struck me just from being around Mark is first off how strong he was going through it all, just as you are, Michael. But it's not a one round battle. You guys are constantly going through. You get the diagnosis, you have to go through the first shock of what you're going to have to deal with going forward. Then you have the actual treatment. But I feel like a lot of times we do forget, and I think this is going back to the man up, because I loved when I first heard it. Actually, that was a mental note, was you saying, I don't like man up. I think it's an outdated phrase. Yes, it should. It's an outdated phrase. It no longer has a place. Just because you can push something down doesn't mean that it's good for you. You need to talk. You need to have that ability to be comfortable enough to say, I don't need to feel like there's a stigma because I'm going to come around and someone's going to say, oh, you need to toughen up. No. When you need help, you need to say, I need help.
Right.
So I like the
Manning
fact
up,
that you say that.
manning
Yeah.
up doesn't do it.
No.
That's like go out and rub some dirt on your scar. You know,
Yeah.
Make it
what
worse.
are
Yeah.
what are you saying? It's worse. Manning up. You know, they asked me if I wanted to be interviewed. Um, and I told them, I get back to them. I have a problem with them. Well, it's with the name. I
Oh,
just,
is there a group called Man Up? Is that what you're talking
yeah,
about?
there's
Oh,
there's
okay.
a cancer group that's called Man Up.
Okay, okay.
And
Okay.
and that's why yesterday when I went on, I was like, whoa. They said, tell Man Up that they can go F themselves. It's just because they're making too much of a joke out of it. And you know what, Mike? I could take you one step further. That insults me so badly is, why have we become a group of people, men and women, who find it so hysterical to see a guy get hit in his nuts? Either a baseball or a golf ball or a kid just going by. And why is that so funny? I don't find it funny. And I'm like, I have a lot of angst against the, television companies for making those type of commercials, and shame on the advertisements for thinking that's funny, because it's not. I mean, I'm sure that both of you have been hit there a couple of times, and you know that feeling. Never?
No, I've been hit there, and it's not fun.
Yeah.
There's
No.
never a joyous moment. There's no one laughing. It's a horrible, horrible feeling. And I really don't know if there's another pain that I can think of that even is kind of in like that same feeling, or that like is comparable, that you can compare to. It's a very unique pain that just it sticks. It's right in that gut area as it moves up. It's just horrible.
And one of the last times that happened to me, oh, I threw up. I mean, it was like, oh, you curl up into a ball, and I threw up. And what I want to lead to with that is that feeling is the same type of feeling of having testicular cancer and not waiting, or rather waiting, because you don't know what's going to come the next day. You're waiting. What are you waiting for? I didn't know what I was waiting for. What? Let me get to the end of the week and I'll do it next week. But meanwhile,
You can't wait on that. It's your body. You got to take care of yourself.
I was in so much pain, and it wasn't because I was having a drink or a couple of drinks that I was throwing up, because I was in so much pain. And that's because the tumor was getting larger, and it was attaching to lymph nodes, and it was beginning its journey. So I would say to another guy who was having a rough time with it to stop, get a journal, write down their feelings, write down the notes of the things that the doctors are saying. But the most important thing that they can do is write their feelings down, what they're feeling in those moments before, during, and after surgery. Because if you do this, it's going to, actually, it helped me, it's going to alleviate your mind, because there's nothing worse than when you start like, oh, I can't remember why am I feeling this way? I don't know what to do.
That anxiety coming at you then.
And exactly. And you can't breathe, and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't breathe. What am I going to do? So, telling someone who is, young or going through it, I would highly advise them to seek out medical care ASAP. There is no time to wait. There is no waste of time. You have to do it right away. It could mean your life, literally.
Exactly. What would you say to the guy that like needs that lightning bolt, that Shazam, for them to like, oh, I can go through this when they're at that lowest? Like, what's that? What would you tell that? And how would you help that person find that moment to be just like you, Mike? Like to like really persevere and thrive and get to that point. Like
When you finally get to the point that you realize your life didn't really mean as much as what and where you are right now, because we're dealing with doctors, we're dealing with chemo or radiation, we're dealing with parts of our body being lost, and what are we doing about it? We breathe in and out, we breathe in and out. And what does it take just to stop and to look at the picture and know where you're going to go? Because if you keep on the track that you are right now, you're not going to wind up in the place where one day you feel calm and this peacefulness just came over you. It's euphoric, and I'm able to smile and talk about it. There's nothing that has gone on in my life that I haven't brought up. So literally, especially with Testicular Cancer Society or Foundation, they have the full story. And those things that we deal with, they will get worse if we don't pay attention to them.
act on it. So.
And there is no wasting of time. So if you want to be a strong man and a survivor who turns into a thriver, you have to take all of those pieces, all of those elements together to make yourself strong, because you do. You have to take it all in. And I remember the moment when I felt that. It's just like, whoa, like really, what just, it's like some of my triggers stopped. And
that vital spirit coming out.
Yes. Yeah, it's like I was able to breathe. The anxiety wasn't there. I was able to breathe and feel good about it. And when that all occurred, I was like, testing. I do have a voice. Yes, yeah. And I'm going to use that voice to help other guys out. If I help even one guy, then I've done something great. Mm-hmm. If I don't and just sit on my laurels, now what kind of man am I? You know,
exactly. And you're going to be helping us save all the nuts.
I want to save as many nuts as possible.
I want to save all the nuts. Yes. Yeah.
Yes. You know,
let's do it together.
I want to help you guys so badly. I am tired.
You already have been. You've been helping us more than enough. So yeah.
I'm tired of seeing guys die. I'm tired of seeing guys go through so much that they're not safe. They don't have it inside of them. I've seen guys who just they've lost hope, their spirit's broken. Listen, we are not walking, talking testicles or penises. We are men who have penises and testicles in our hands.
Yes.
But that doesn't define us. That doesn't make us who we are. So I had that.
We're not defined by our phallic symbols. We're not.
That's right. But we are nuts.
Yes, but we are nuts.
We are nuts. We're good nuts. You know, that defining moment where that Shazam lightning came down, it was like I had this moment of clarity where I was thinking of all the things that I was going through, all the things I went through, how it was affecting family and friends, and what was I going to do next? And I kept on thinking about it. and it was like the heavens parted, and everybody went, oh, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I just messed up on that one.
It's
Yeah.
alright. So
And
We know what you're
my,
going for. We
yeah,
got you.
exactly.
I
We can
can't
fix it in
do it.
post. Have like a halo thing.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, in editing, Mark's the editing wizard. We'll
Yes.
put in the shining beacon that comes down, and we'll
Thank you.
emphasize
Yeah.
the voice for you. Don't
That'll be
worry, we'll
Thank
get
that'll
it
you.
be
fixed
Thank you.
up.
I appreciate that very much. You know,
Yes.
there's so many things that I tell guys, so many things that I share with guys just to help them out, just to have a little piece of hope. Because I'm sure you both know there's guys that just don't have anyone, period.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah.
So,
And
then we're trying to show that they have that home with us and with the rest of the
Yeah.
testicular cancer organizations, and if hopefully
Yeah,
we could join together with everything too.
Right.
So
showing them that there are resources, there
Yeah,
are
exactly.
places for them to go.
Yeah.
You know, it's a hard conversation
Mhm.
to start sometimes with family and friends, you know, just because you don't know on both ends, right? You don't know how to kind of start to make that connection with one another, to talk about that, because it's such an odd thing to have to be like, hey man, how's your balls today? Like, you know, it's not something you think about having to say. So sometimes by just kind of getting them in front of people initially that can speak to it and are going through it, that they can feel more comfortable, and then can help them maybe branch with their own family members to have those kind of talks, but just giving them all the
Exactly.
platforms that we can.
You know, I had to do so much research because I wasn't finding the groups. I wasn't finding the men groups that would, talk about. It took me the longest time to compile a list. Now, for myself, when the cancer had hit my left nut, I went and I to talk to my brother, and I started crying, and my brother's name is Tony,
Mhm.
and I said, "Listen, I am so sorry that you didn't know about my first cancer, because I was trying to protect most of the family." And I said, tomorrow morning I'm having my left testicle removed, and I want you to know. And he put his arms around me and he hugged me, and he's my older brother. So that was really rough. And but the love he showed meant so much to me. And you have to find a way to share it with family.
Exactly.
There are some families who we know are basically losers who would say something stupid
Yeah,
too,
just don't
but
want to write jokes.
that's not the majority. That's not the rule. It's the
Yeah.
exception. So I would definitely say or give advice to someone who was going to tell their family, it's important. That's your bond with your family. They're going to need you, and you're not going to understand why they need you, but you're going to need them. And if you don't reach out right now and let them in at this most vulnerable part of your life, you might regret it. So,
Family's your best friend right there, and then like your
Absolutely.
support group, family and friends. I wouldn't be where I'm at if it weren't for Michael or my parents or any of or even my girlfriend too, and any of my friends that have been there throughout this whole journey, and even you too. Like we wouldn't be where we're at without all the support that you've been for us too. And like it's so great seeing that, like what we've been able to accomplish within the past few years, and what more we can accomplish even with your help and all that too. So
Yeah, and Michael, you know, that was kind of one of the things I wanted to get your perspective on. You know, what are things that Save a Nut can do more? You know, what is it that you feel is I want to say necessarily lacking, but things that we can really hone in on more to make someone who's going through this battle more comfortable and provide resources, you know, and that can be a generalization, something that you've noted yourself, or even maybe in a personal side, something that you would have liked to have seen while you're going through this experience that, an organization such as ourselves could have offered?
Well, I've compiled a lot of information, so I have a plethora of information. So what I want to say to you is I really love you guys. I love the platform that you represent. Comedy has a big place in cancer, men's cancer, especially because we can't come to grips with it. So we have to make some fun, but sometimes we also have to be a little serious. And I would really like to see more one-on-one talking with the guy who is
Just on the actual
like
disease.
Yeah, somebody who's in dire straits, somebody who is petrified, who doesn't know if they're going to wake up tomorrow morning, and they just hear from the doctor, your surgery's in, your orchiectomy's in there, it's radical, and it's in tomorrow morning. I wanted to just die. I was like, are you kidding me? I'm planning over here. I'm planning my hiking trip, and you want to put me on a table? So in line with that, because you guys are doing a beautiful job, so please don't take me wrong.
Sure.
The thing about it is that I know you get to travel every so often, but you're not. It's not possible for you to get to all areas. I would love to help you guys. The areas, the amount of hospitals that I've had my surgeries in. I mean, I play by your rules. It is your company. It's your whatever you want, but I would really love to help you guys. So if you'd let me, I could be your voice for the New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania area.
So we have Mike in Arizona now. And soon enough we'll have more nuts in Arizona. We'll be planting our nuts. We would love to plant our nuts in Jersey too. So that was something that we can we'll talk to our board, see if we can get going on that. We would love to have you represent Save a Nut, whether it's as an actual officer or if you just wanted to be an ambassador or whatnot. We have right now just officers or positions. Well, we can figure out what's best for you to just be like the captain of the Jersey section.
Yeah, I was gonna say
from there. So you already have at least one of our shirts. We need to send you the new shirt. I need to send Mike the new shirts that we have and all that too. So
you still got to send one to me too. Yeah, we just got that as well.
I would love to see it.
Yeah.
The reason why I was just bringing that up is because I have a number of friends in Pennsylvania, and so I traveled down there to a place called Koru Wellness, Koru Wellness, and he deals with the body holistically, and there's so many different things that he does. So, and I also get, and this is in Pennsylvania, by the way, in a town called Doylestown. So I was getting my hair cut on Wednesday, and one of the barbers comes up to me and he says, "Michael, I need your help." I said, "What's going on?" He said, "Well, it's difficult to talk about." And I'm like, "I'm going to just ask you, are you facing testicular cancer? Have you felt it? Or is there?" He says, no, it's not that. I said, "Okay, well, then what is it?" He said, "Because we're barbers, we're like bartenders. And you would not believe, in the past week alone, 30 guys admitted that they had testicular cancer or have a friend or family member that has testicular cancer, and they don't know where to begin to get information, how to help these guys, because they feel helpless and then they feel hopeless." So for me, I'm close to the Pennsylvania area as well. So New Jersey, Pennsylvania, would be really good to combine together. So
Yeah.
whether or not you want me to be a captain, because I'll say it for you, because I'm older and I have a lot of bruises on my body. I'm not insulted.
No.
I would like to be able to perhaps teach some of the guys. I mean, of course, you're number one, but
Yeah.
maybe give them my, cut me on my voice, my, a little bit of my,
Yeah.
um, you could see how strongly I feel about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not just being an ambassador. It's I want to help you guys because there's too much out there that's going on.
There is.
Men's Life Unscripted. He did an interview with me, and his platform is a really beautiful one as well. And I where do you show the interviews?
Oh, we'll put them on YouTube and share them on Instagram. So
Yeah.
yeah, we'll get like clips on Instagram, put the whole thing on the YouTube and all that. We have our YouTube page for that too. So
Yeah.
And
yeah,
do you use Spotify or?
we do have it on Spotify too. Actually, I forgot to mention
Yeah.
that. Yeah, it sounds bad. We just haven't posted in a while because like last time we did a podcast was I think it was after COVID, it was like 2021, I think. So
Yeah.
we
It's
didn't mean to get back on it. So
yeah. I think we stepped away while we were doing event planning. You know, we got invited. We have this great connection with one of the sponsors that's been getting us good publicity over at different events. The donut festival that you saw was a big
Yeah,
one.
the
The
Seltzer
seltzer one, if
Festival.
you saw that, Michael, that's given us a platform. So we kind of stepped away so we could focus on the events, but we've really been trying to get back into more so of another platform where we're doing those, you know, Spotify type of podcast like conversations. I think the ambassador idea is great. I mean, if we can give you, because one of the things that we did, and Mark remembers this conversation because we teamed up with TCF, Testicular Cancer Foundation. We, for the longest time, wanted to have our own network where we had, you know, people come in and we were going to hold, you know, meetings for those that were going through. It could be an anonymous, it could be whatever,
Yeah,
but we were like,
just
we
like
want to be a support
calls,
group.
meetings and all that stuff. So.
Right. But we came to
I
find
could
out, you know,
get you
that
in there.
yeah, well, but we thought about it, and the reason we declined to not do it, and we actually teamed up with TCF, is we didn't want to spread everyone thin. Well, our mission is not to spread our own support group and be like, oh no, come to ours, come to ours. No, there's one that's called the Cajon Club that TCF does that is a great established one. And so what we do is we try and get to as many people as we can and go, hey, we want you to be here for us if you need anything. But we also have this great group that we work with called TCF that has the Cajon Club. They meet on Thursdays. Absolutely check them out. And we try to make sure that we can provide as much of that as we can. So we use that as part of our platform to incorporate. So Mark, if we had like flyers and handouts that we could give to Michael, that you could then use as you're speaking to these individuals to say, hey, this is this great, you know, group that you can talk to, you know, feel free to use them as the resource. They'd love to have you go have a conversation with them. This is when they meet. I think that would be great. We could always use that anywhere.
Would you like to see the groups that I have compiled that are out there?
So yeah, you can send those our way too.
Yeah.
Any information you have for us too, we're an open book too. You can send us things.
It just took
like
so long.
Mhm.
It takes so long. And literally here, I need to share this with you. So when I lost my right one, it was a year and a half, year and 3/4. And then I lost my left one. Now, in between, I had implants. Let's see, my battery is running low.
That's okay. Like I said, you can email us to us or like text it to us.
But this is the part that I wanted to share with you real quick. Is that I lost both of my testicles, and at individual times after my treatment, I had implants put in. Well, towards the end of last year, I hear from the doctor saying, test cancer has now gone to your scrotum and more lymph nodes. So I said, well, what does that mean? He said, you're going to have your implants taken out. I wanted to die. Do you know why? Because it was like having testicular cancer over all again
Like,
at the
another company like
same
that.
time. No separation, but all at the same time. I was having these lost and can never have them put back in because I've had to have a good part of my scrotum removed. You have the donut connection, right?
Yeah, so that event company, we do a bunch of events. We're doing more events with them.
So I wanted to mention to you, being on the East Coast, and not playing on the fact that I'm Italian or anything, but I am.
I mean, other Mike is Niclario. He's Italian
Yeah.
too. So
Yeah.
There you go.
yeah.
Oh,
So we should do a Zeppeli.
Okay.
You'll have to inform me on my my Italian education is not
We
as
could do a
as diverse.
Zeppeli. We can do
Yeah.
cannoli.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, you gonna do a cannoli next?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what a
Hey,
Zeppeli is, so
You
you
want
have
to
to tell
talk?
me.
You want to talk about a draw? When they do them here in town, the amount of people. Think about the handouts that could be done.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
you get a table, have a couple of
Absolutely.
be right across, making. I know a number of the guys who have the stromboli and also the cannoli, as well as the I forgot what it was. Anyway,
That would be
Okay.
great.
I mean, these are great ideas. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's exactly the same thing as what we did the donut one, right? It's a platform in which we know people are going to be present. You set up a booth, you set up ability to talk about who we are, what our mission is. We try and hand out, a lot of times material that shows people like, hey, this is how to properly check yourself. Just know that this is something that we want you to have so that you're informed. That's all we need. That's all we need. That's been a big push for us, and it's been great. I mean, I fortunately missed the seltzer one, which I hated being out in Arizona, but
No, that's all right.
I missed that one. But the
It was a good
donut one
time.
was a
Yeah.
great experience for us.
Yeah.
We really had a lot of people stop in, talk to us. We had some really great candid conversations. And so, yeah, you have events, Michael, that you come across. I love the cannoli idea. Mark knows cannolis are my favorite dessert. So anything with cannolis,
Yeah.
I'm already sold. You
Literally
don't
for
have to
Mike's
sell me
birthday,
hard on
I
that.
literally
I'm like,
got like
cannolis, I'm
100
in.
cannolis from
I'm there.
Yeah.
no, I mean there's so many things that can be. This is the East Coast.
Yeah.
Not saying anything wrong with the South, but here we're getting the people who work in Pennsylvania, who work in Manhattan, coming over to visit. I'm only half an hour away from Southampton.
Okay.
And so that's a whole nother world of men who want privacy but need information. So
Right.
I would love to do something with you guys.
Yeah, let's
So
make it happen. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Let's
I think
get
it'd be amazing. So
let's get a thread, Mark. We'll just start a
Yeah.
thread with Michael. We'll
Some
start talking
ideas.
about
Mhm.
areas, Mike, that you specifically are thinking of hitting.
Yeah.
Let us know what it is you need from us as far as like material. What kind of information would you like on there? How much of it you want. We can try and get all of that composed and sent to you.
Yeah.
That way, when you are having these conversations and you are going out and about, you have something to physically be able to give to them and say, hey,
that would be
go
great.
here.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
send like
I
a
think
whole
that's
care
great.
package. We would love
Yeah.
to know, figure out other things that you for that care package. That, I mean, we could say like things like snacks or other things. I don't know. We want to make sure we know what you like too, though. So yeah.
Oh no, I'm a well,
Yeah.
here, I'm gonna you should know this. Okay.
Yeah.
I was also an event planner.
Yeah. Good idea.
So besides being a photographer and a videographer, event planner, and at the same time, did all of the development for hotel, restaurant, bars, lounges. So I had to do all of it. So formulating and putting things together is my main criteria. That's
awesome.
what college was about.
Honestly, you can help us with the events then. Like, I think
Oh,
that's
yeah.
perfect. We would just have to figure out with like the whole logistics of the nonprofits having events in Jersey. I'm not sure how it
I
works
could
there,
tell you
so,
that over
yeah.
here, the firehouses get so involved in these projects, and it doesn't hurt that I went to school with the mayor.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Oh, that helps. Yeah.
That'd be cool. Yeah, you can help him.
Yeah.
Have him help us save nuts. Yeah. So
Yeah. I was gonna say.
That's what I'm saying. Like when I don't like to throw around, but this is important.
Yeah.
So, any way that I can help you, I'll get you the list of things that I've compiled. Mark, Mike, do you still do anything with Mike over at TC?
With testicular cancer
TCF guys?
TCF.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
So I'm trying to remember because are you talking about Mike as in the one at TCF, or are you just saying Mike as in our Mike?
No,
Yeah.
Mike is in TCF.
Yeah. You know, to be honest, so I'm trying to remember who that Mike is. I know Connor. Yeah, we know Connor.
Yeah,
there.
Connor's always been our contact over there.
A lot of these companies are doing retreats, getting guys together who've gone through. Not saying that that's what you need to go through.
Mhm.
What I'm emphasizing the most that I can see from a man who's gone through so much. Cancer has touched my body. When it hit my bone, it just, because then I had to have my back surgery. Then I had to have shoulder surgery where the whole shoulder had to be replaced. So there's so much about me that is involved in cancer that I just want to go around and shake guys when they say, I'm going to wait, or no, it's not going to happen to me, or just give them a hit on the back of the head. I would love to do whatever I can with you guys, for you guys. I think the world of you guys.
Appreciate it. We appreciate it so much.
I wouldn't waste my time on anyone who wasn't as good as you guys are. And I honestly tell you from the bottom of my heart, with talking to so many companies and so many, organizations, you're my pick. You're the company that I feel the strongest about, and I talk the most about.
Yeah.
Oh,
we appreciate
you're
it so
welcome.
much.
So
we really appreciate that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you?
That's
Is there anything that you want me to drive home, finish with, or did you get everything?
I mean, honestly, we got that when I asked you that question before. But what would you tell yourself and then other guys?
I'm trying to think what we haven't asked. I feel like
we did go through everything. I think. Yeah.
We normally try and have like at least somewhat of a. I don't know how we did on structure this time.
How about this?
Yeah.
Without going into the, I can give you a summation.
Okay.
With that, okay?
Yeah. Go for it.
So, for me, if I was talking with another guy who was having struggled through what he's just heard from the doctor, I personally know through examinations and knowing how far my cancer was traveling and going to, was able to find out that there was so much of my body that was internally damaged through other situations, but that damage allowed for the cancer to attach itself more easily. So being young and being damaged helped the cancer to travel a lot easier. So guys, please check yourselves out and get going to the doctors. Don't leave it undone. I want to save a nut with these guys, and it can be done.
My
Thank
dogs
you,
are
Mike.
acting up if you can hear them right now. So,
I thought that was Mike.
no. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm a
It's the
joker.
other mic. Yeah.
No,
So
no,
it's
you're
good.
good. I
We're
love it.
jokers
No,
too. So
I
yeah.
I've been good. I've been trying to hold in from the barking. Every once in a while I get a little yappy, but so far I've been good, I think, in
No,
this call. So I'm proud
you
of myself.
did. You did well. I'm proud of you. I mean, I can't speak for Mark right now if that's him.
Yeah.
You know, what am I to say? What? I don't know.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Let's
it's
see
that
right here.
trick.
So yeah. Let's do a
Oh, so you got the
quick- yeah.
doggo? Oh,
Yeah,
there
I
he
got the
is.
doggo. Yeah, let me see.
There's
Yeah.
Ein.
Yes. Yeah.
What Ein?
Aye. He's
Our
a
little
big
corgi,
puppy.
Oh, sorry, it's zooming in. Oh, no, no. Oh, okay.
Hey,
there we
hey,
go.
Just zooming
Yeah.
in over there, Mark.
I know,
You're
yeah.
a mess.
I forgot I had like a little snack here. He was trying. He was looking at
Oh, saw
was
the
it your
snack.
snack or his snack?
It's my
It
snack.
became
Okay.
his snack,
Yeah.
Michael. The key is not whose was it originally; it's whose it
Yeah.
became. It is now
Mark,
Ein's snack.
Yeah.
Mark, I have to
Yeah,
tell
he's-
you, I like the top. I like your shirt.
Who's
Very
Mark's?
cool.
Oh, you're talking about my
Yeah.
shirt? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, you are Mark, right?
Yes, I am Mark. Yes. Sometimes I get it mixed up where I think I'm Michael and he's Marco.
He does that on occasion. It's
No,
actually quite
that's a
funny.
really cool,
Yeah.
cool top. Very
Thank
nice.
you, man. So,
Yes.
yeah.
That's what I was like, wow, this is cool. You didn't get that local.
Oh no, I think I ordered it. I can't remember where I got it from. But
Okay.
Yeah.
if I do find it, I'll send you. I'll send it to you along with our care package and all that. So,
Yeah.
yeah, no, I think
Thank
this was amazing right here. Like literally,
Yeah.
we
Thank you,
got
guys.
so much juice here for our nuts. So much. I'm gonna get one of the pun jokes here. So much nutty nuts like info about all of everything that we could do to help save more nuts, and we're
You-
gonna go nuts with it and go hard.
You know,
go hard to
the
go home,
conversation
so,
was really
yeah.
crunchy.
Yes, it was very
Yeah.
crunchy. It's like nice. I would say, what kind of nuts would you say this conversation would be? Like, what kind of like almonds? You see some
No,
pecans?
this is
Yeah.
a cross between walnuts and Brazil nuts.
Brazil nuts.
Walnuts. Brazil nuts, maybe. I kind of like the
Yeah.
walnuts. I'm thinking walnuts on it.
Yes.
I think this was also a very high class
Yes.
type of conversation. So I'd say pistachio.
Pistachios.
You know,
Yes.
I like
kind
that.
of put it
I
on
like that.
yeah, go up with it. So
May I insert a macadamia nut?
Ooh, macadamia
Ooh.
nuts. Yes.
Ooh,
There's a nice cookie
macadamia
crumble.
nut is a
Price-
fantastic
Nice
pricey.
cookie
top.
crumble. Yeah.
Enjoyable,
Yeah.
but yet affordable. I like that.
Yes. I love
Yes.
that.
You guys are a bunch of macadamia nuts.
Yes. Yes. We're a mouthful for sure. That's what
And
we are. Yeah.
and if you, oh my God,
Yeah.
did you really just do that?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
We go nuts or we
wow.
go home.
Wow.
Yes. That's
So-
what we do
so
with the
you're
Go
like-
Nuts podcast and Save a Nut. So yes.
So you're an almond joy.
Well, I think like a Butterfinger.
Butterfinger.
But what that just put something in my mind. We're
Yeah. About that.
Nutter
Like,
butter.
or Snickers. The Snickers.
That
The
nutter
Snickers.
butter. How about a payday? What a
Okay, I don't know
payday.
Paydays
Yes,
are nutty,
yes.
I just
Those are
think I don't
nutty.
eat paydays or almond joys. I think I'm more
Snickers?
Like, yeah.
Snickers,
yeah,
Mark. Snickers
yeah.
have got the peanuts in the middle.
Right
Yeah.
now, I see
Yeah.
Three Musketeers.
Yeah, it's Three Musketeers, the Midnight Chocolate. That's what it
Yours?
is. Yeah.
Ooh, the midnight
There you
chocolate
go.
is good.
Yes,
That
yeah.
is good.
Yes,
Yeah.
if you like that, we can add that into your package too. Then, so
Yeah, let us know because we've
we'll make
talked
sure you get
about
the
it. Can
full
we?
package. Yeah.
Yes, the full package. Yeah, 'cause we were talking. We're like, could we get like a
Yeah.
gift card to like get you like some DoorDash, some delivery, food delivery,
get
like
some
when
other
you're
things like that too,
dealing with
that is
treatments and whatnot. Things that we can just do to kind of give you some comfort as a care package, as a thank
you-
you, and just
as you
to
keep
kind of
doing
say you're
more-
awesome.
Yeah, exactly. And then as you go through
Yeah.
more surgeries and all, hopefully we don't have to do another one soon, but we can
Yes.
send you some things
Next
so-
Friday.
next Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Friday.
Yeah.
Why are you guys this kind to me?
Oh,
How could we not?
Yeah. Sure. You're
How
part
could
of
we
the
not? You
fam,
spread
yeah,
joy and
Yeah.
such positivity to all the people that we are also trying to do. How could we not be kind to someone who is just purely there to be a light and a beacon and a voice of experience and reason for those that we are so desperately trying to reach and help ourselves? How could we not? We think you are like a delight. We think you are everything that we could ever hope for that someone who goes through this terrible disease would be, right? I
You're
mean,
a
you are
lightning bolt to our
exactly what we
nuts.
want.
Yes.
Exactly
Thank
what we
you,
want. You are
guys.
fantastic.
Yes.
Thank
Yes,
you.
of
No,
course.
that means a lot. I have been dealing with a lot with the hospitals and surgeries. I have surgery next Friday, and then I have a surgery the following week. But I know it's coming towards an end with the surgeries.
Hope so.
And yeah, no, I've been getting myself healthier with eating better, getting to the gym, working out.
That's what's up.
Good.
Nice.
Yeah, right now I can really only work out my right hand because I can't lift it any higher than that.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah,
And
sure. Yeah.
well, it's only 2 months that it's in now, so within 5 months or 6 months, they say that I should get more range of motion. But
Okay.
I trust me, with all this going on, I will be there to help you guys to do what you need and what you deserve. And I want to see you guys on top.
Yes. But we're gonna go nuts and go home. That's what we do. So yeah.
You are
That's
a
smart.
little nutty,
Yes.
Yes, we are.
and I do see some coconuts there too.
Yes. We're gonna cuckoo for coconuts. Yeah.
Well, that's why when
Yes.
we did the event, the Paint Your Balls Out, and we had like, the people that were
Exactly,
going
yeah.
around narrating, Mark lovely described us as the peanut gallery.
Yes. That was great.
I like that.
Yeah, they were dressed up in suits, commenting on everybody's nuts.
Okay,
That was
do
beautiful.
you have a pen there, Mark?
Oh yeah, I have a computer. I could write it
Okay.
something
Make
down.
a note.
I want to give you.
Yeah.
I want to give you a name of a group and song.
Mhm.
It's Frontier Psychology.
Here, like TEAR.
Tier.
Frontier,
Okay.
Oh,
like I'm
Frontier.
going out on the frontier.
Oh, okay. Tier technology.
That's the name. Frontier Psychology.
Psychology. Okay.
That's the name of the song.
Yeah.
And when you listen to it, you will totally understand
Mm,
that you guys are crazy coconuts.
yes. I love it.
No,
Take it.
I am no joke. You have to look at the video and you have
Yeah.
to listen to the song.
All right, I'll check it
Okay.
out after this then.
Oh
So-
yeah,
It's
Yeah.
I'll go listen.
the group is the Avalanches.
Oh, the avalanches. Okay.
The avalanches. Okay.
Nice. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank you guys for
appreciate it.
taking
Yeah.
time with me tonight
Dude, yeah,
and
thank you,
for
Mike, so
course.
much.
sharing the
Yes.
joy. Thank you for
Yes.
your offers. It would help tremendously with everything
Yeah.
that's been going on. I have deep love and respect for you guys.
Appreciate that so much, man.
So
Like,
much.
honestly,
And likewise, pleasure was all ours on our end. Believe me.
yes. And
Just
then
hope
together-
everything is okay with the
Exactly,
surgeries, and you
yes.
just keep us please informed of how you're doing. Keep us posted. We would like to know that you're doing well. And then that way you focus on what you need to first, and then we can get you integrated and starting to move forward as the new ambassador once you focus on you first.
I've taken this entire week to do nothing but focus on me. Because without me doing that, it's going to make it worse for my wife. I have two incredible children. They're both married, but I have two grandchildren as well.
Nice.
And
Yeah.
I have to take care of myself because I don't want to leave them. And there's no reason for me to leave them if I do the right things, because I have learned my lesson. So thank you very
Yeah,
much.
you always gotta make sure your cup's filled and be able so we can fill everybody else's. So
That's
share
right.
all that
Nice.
love. So
Thank
yes.
you.
That's right.
Big
Yes,
hug.
All
of
the love,
course,
Mike.
yes. All
All
the
right.
hugs, all the nuts, all the
That's
things.
right. All the
We go
nuts, all the
nuts.
love.
We go nuts or go home. That's what it is. Yeah.
All right, guys.
Yes.
Have a good night.
All right.
Talk to you soon.
Yes, we'll send you
Sounds
all
great,
the things.
Michael.
Yes,
All
thank you
right.
again.
Thank you, guys. Good
All right,
night.
see ya. Good night.